My hot stepmother. At 25, life was finally beginning to make sense for me. I had just gotten a new job, not even up to a month old, and though the pay wasn't much, it gave me hope that soon I would be able to stand on my own. For now, I still lived with my father and his beautiful but strict wife, my stepmother. She was the kind of woman everyone noticed the moment she walked into a room. Beautiful. Elegant. Always dressed perfectly. But behind that beauty was a cold attitude, especially towards me. At first, I thought she acted that way because I was still living in my father's house at my age. But later, I began to realize that wasn't the real reason. The real issue was Amoka, my girlfriend. She hated the fact that Amoka came to visit me at the house. Every time Amoka stepped into that compound, my stepmother's face would change. Her smile would disappear. Her eyes would harden. And the air around the house suddenly became tense. One evening, Amoka came to see me. Unfortunately, I had rushed out quickly to get something from a nearby shop. Before I could return, Amoka had already arrived. When she knocked, it was my stepmother who opened the door. "Your boyfriend is not around," she said coldly. Amoka tried to explain that she could wait. But my stepmother stepped closer and said in a sharp voice, "I said he is not around. You should leave." Amoka immediately called me. "Your stepmother said I shouldn't stay." "I'm going," she said sadly over the phone. I begged her, "Please wait outside, I'm almost home." But she refused. "No, it's fine. I'll go." By the time I got home, she was gone. I asked my stepmother if Amoka had come. She looked straight into my eyes and said, "No one came here." I was shocked, because Amoka had already told me everything. But before I could even say more, she went straight to my father and twisted the whole story. She told him I had accused her of lying. Something I never even said. The next morning, my father's voice thundered through the house. "Never bring any girl into this house again." He pointed at me angrily. "If you do, you will leave this house immediately." His words hit me hard. Because the truth was, I had nowhere else to go. My mother died when I was only 6. I was her only child. I didn't know any uncle, aunt, or relatives because my father had cut everyone off years ago. He always said they wanted to control his life. That they didn't want him to marry whoever he wanted. So he pushed them all away. I grew up without knowing anyone else. That day, I called Amoka. I explained everything. From that moment, we started meeting outside the house. Days turned into weeks. Then something strange happened. My stepmother changed. She became unusually nice. Too nice. She started asking about my day. She made food specially for me. Sometimes, on weekends, she would come sit beside me in the sitting room and start conversations. At first, I thought maybe she had changed. Maybe guilt was eating her up. But then, one Saturday evening, I returned from work earlier than expected. As I walked past my father's room, I heard voices inside. My father wasn't home. It was only my stepmother. And she was on the phone. Her voice was low, almost like a whisper. "He has stopped seeing the girl at home now." Silence. Then she spoke again. "Yes, it's working." I froze. My heart began to pound. Working. What was working? Then she said the words that made my blood run cold. "Soon, he will have no one but me." I stood there, unable to move. Because for the first time, I realized this was never about Amoka. My stepmother had a plan. And I was right in the middle of it. To be continued. Please do not forget to subscribe on my channel on YouTube at Palace of Reality. Thanks for doing that.